Hare Krishna, welcome everyone to our Chaitanya Caritāmrta class. Thank you for joining. We'll begin with our prayers. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Dati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavansha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. We are discussing from Chaitanya Charitāmrta, Madhya lila. We are in chapter 13, the Lord's dancing at Rath Yatra. So far we have heard Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he performed the Gundicha Marjan. In the last chapter, we heard the details, the various lessons a sadhaka can learn from this Gundicha Marjan. After Gundicha Marjan, next, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the devotees, they went to take darshan of Jagannath Ji after 15 days of Anvasar. The beautiful Netrotsava ceremony was described. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the devotees, they were very happy, very ecstatic. They were getting chance to have darshan of the Lord after a long time. And then in this chapter, in the beginning, it is described Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the devotees on the day of Rath Yatra, they went and they observed, they saw the beautiful Pandu Vijay ceremony, the Pahandi, where the Lord is brought from the Simhasan, from the temple, Garbhagriha, and he is put on the Ratha. Three very magnificent Rathas are described, and Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra are there on the Rath. Sri Chaitanya and all the devotees, they are very ecstatically dancing, singing, doing kirtan. The movement of the Rath of Jagannath Ji is described, how the three Rathas were there, different colors. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he performed, he made 7 Sankirtan parties. Each party had a lead dancer, lead singer, and 5 followers, along with 2 Mridanga and Kartal players. And 2 parties were in front, 2 parties on each side, and 2 at the back. 3 in front. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he performed another very, very astonishing pastime. He simultaneously appeared in all the 7 Sankirtan parties. Nobody could see this. Only 2 personalities could see this. King Prataprudra Maharaj and Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya. And when Prataprudra Maharaj told this to Kashi Mishra, he said, "You are the most fortunate one. You are able to get darshan of this beautiful pastime of the Lord." So apparently, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he didn't give darshan to Prataprudra Maharaj, telling that he is a Vishay, he is a king. But here, because King Prataprudra Maharaj, he became humble and he groomed the road in front of Lord Jagannath. That service attracted the mercy of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the humble service attitude. And after this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started dancing for the pleasure of Lord Jagannath. Before dancing, While dancing, he offered beautiful prayers. Three very, very famous verses. Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmanya Hitaya Cha, Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya, Govindaya Namo Namaha. And then he quoted one verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, other verse from Madhyavali, other verse from Mukundamala Stotra, three verses Mahaprabhu sang. Jayati Jannivaso Devaki Janmavado Yaduvara Parishat Swai Dorbirasyam na dharmam Sirachara Virjenigna Susmita Shri Mukhena Brajapura Vanitanam Vardhayan Kamadevam. This is one of the verses. Another verse he quoted is he sang there Jayati Jayati Devo Devaki Nandano Sau Jayati Jayati Krishni Jayati Jayati Krishna Vrishni Vamsha Pradeepa Jayati Jayati Megha Shyamala Komalango Jayati Jayati Prithvi Bharanasho Mukunda. All these beautiful verses Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was singing. And then all the devotees were around him. Nityananda Prabhu and Advaitacharya, they were always there protecting the Lord. They're making circles around the Lord. There were three concentric circles. Outermost circle was King Prataprudra Maharaj himself, along with his assistants and ministers. In front of him was Srivas Thakur dancing. He was observing the beautiful darshan of Lord Sri Chaitanya dancing. He was coming in front of Prataprudra Maharaj. Servant of Prataprudra, Harichandan, he was just pushing him aside repeatedly so that king can take darshan of Lord Sri Chaitanya. Srivas, in that ecstasy, was not able to understand why this person is pushing me. He turns around and he gives a very strong slap to Harichandan. Harichandan becomes very angry and he's about to retaliate. Prataprudra Maharaj says, भाग्यवान तुम्ही तुम्हारा हस्तस्पर्श होइला हमारा भाग्य नहीं तुम्ही कृतार्थ होइला. Says, you are so fortunate, you are touched by the devotee of the Lord. I am not so fortunate. And then Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started dancing. He exhibited extraordinary symptoms of ecstasy. The tears were coming out of his eyes like syringes. Unlimited amount of water was coming from all the bodily pores. Blood was also oozing from the body of the Lord sometimes. So we completed till verse number 110. We'll continue from 111th verse. Wonderful ecstasies were described there till verse number 110. Kaviraj Goswami continues. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as he is dancing, Swarup Damodar Goswami is singing the glories of Lord Krishna. Hearing the glories of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went into ecstasy. He was completely absorbed in that ecstatic mood. And he started singing a very, very interesting verse which nobody had heard so far. He started telling, Seita Parananath Paino Yatha Lagi Madana Dahane Cheri Gunu. He says, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mood of Srimati Radharani. He was thinking like that. And actually, Swarup Damodar Goswami, he sang this. Seita Parananath Painu Yaha Lagi Madan Dahane Churi Genu. Now I have gained the Lord of my life, in the absence of whom I was being burned by the Cupid and was withering away. When Swarup Damodar Goswami was singing this song very loudly, Mahaprabhu, he began dancing in ecstatic bliss, hearing this very, very unique song. There was a competition happening between Lord Jagannath's cart and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's dancing. So the Lord Jagannath, as he is riding on the road, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, sometimes he would dance in front of the cart, sometimes he would go back, sometimes on the sides. and the cart was moving very slowly. When Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced in front and on the sides, Rath would move very slowly. Sri Jagannath Ji was absorbed in taking darshan of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The two lords are reciprocating. So Mahaprabhu, as he's dancing, all the devotees, their eyes are fixed on Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sometimes Lord Sri Chaitanya would go at the end of the procession and he would start enacting a drama with his two hands. गौर यदि पाछे चले श्याम होए स्थिरे गौर आगे चले श्याम चले धीरे धीरे. Kaviraj Goswami is describing what is happening. Gaur yadi pache chale, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is at the back, Jagannath Ji stopped because he wanted to have darshan of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was absorbed in, he was taking a great pleasure in seeing Lord Sri Chaitanya dancing. Gaur yadi pache chale, shama hoye sthire. Lord Jagannath would stop, the cart would stop, it would not move. Gaur aage chale, shama chale, dhire dhire. Lord Jagannath, Lord Sri Chaitanya is dancing in front. Jagannath Ji would very slowly move in his cart. Ei mata gaur shyame dohe thela theli, swarate shyame re rakhe gaur mahabali. In this way, there was a sort of competition between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Jagannath. Ei mate gaur shyame. Gaur is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Shyam is Jagannath Ji. Blackish complexion. Hoy thela theli. There was competition. Who would take the lead? And Swarathe Shyamere Rakhe Gaur Mahabali. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is described as Mahabali. He is the most powerful one. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is described as very powerful one. And Srila Prabhupada gives a wonderful commentary. He quotes Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur as he writes in his Anubhashya commentary. He says, Krishna, he left Vrindavan and he went to Dwarka and he went along with Baldev and Subhadra. And they were staying in Dwarka for a long, long time. After a long time, they again came back to Kurukshetra once during solar eclipse. Solar eclipse is the time when all the people, they go to some holy place and take bath to avoid the bad effects of eclipse. That was the time all the Vrindavan Vasis also came at Kurukshetra. All the Vrishnis, all the Yadavas, everyone came. And Krishna, Balram, and Subhadra Maya, they were all there. And that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the mood of Srimati Radharani, during that Rath Yatra, he is remembering this scene. Radha Bhava Diti Swalitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam. Sri Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radharani, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when Krishna was in Kurukshetra, Radharani and all the gopis, they also came that time. And there they met after a long time. So in this Rath Yatra, when Lord Jagannath is there on the Ratha and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is dancing, Lord Jagannath is Krishna and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Srimati Radharani. He is in that mood of Srimati Radharani. Srila Prabhupada writes, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is leading Lord Jagannath towards Gundicha, corresponded to Srimati Radharani is leading Krishna towards Vrindavan. So Srimati Radharani, all the gopis, They wanted to bring Krishna back to Vrindavan. And Kaviraj Goswami will describe in wonderful details the mood of Srimati Radharani, the ecstatic symptoms which she is experiencing, the various emotions which are described by Srimati Radharani. Kaviraj Goswami will write everything in great detail. Srila Prabhupada writes, Sri Kshetra or Jagannath Puri represents Aishwarya Lila, that is Dwarka, and Vrindavan is Madhurya Lila, that is Gundicha. Gundicha represents Vrindavan, that is Madhurya Lila. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was following at the rear of the Rath, indicated that Lord Jagannath was forgetting the inhabitants of Vrindavan. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was at the back, he was testing, he was seeing whether Lord Krishna has forgotten us. So Krishna would reciprocate and he would stop, indicating that no, I have not forgotten you all. He has not forgotten. So that's how Krishna and Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna and Srimati Radharani, they are reciprocating in this beautiful Ratha Yatra. In the role of Srimati Radharani, Mahaprabhu was examining whether the Lord was still remembering the inhabitants of Vrindavan. So whenever Lord would go back, Rath would stop, showing that Jagannath Ji wanted to tell that I have not forgotten the inhabitants of Vrindavan. Srila Prabhupada writes, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fell behind the Ratha, Jagannath Dev, Krishna himself, understood the mind of Srimati Radharani. And therefore, Jagannath Ji sometimes fell behind the dancing of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to indicate that he has not forgotten him. Whenever Mahaprabhu would be dancing in front, Shyam chale dhire dhire, Jagannath Ji would move very slowly, seeing the beautiful dancing of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in this way, Jagannath Ji agreed that without the ecstasy of Srimati Radharani, he could not feel satisfied. Jagannath Ji was taking the greatest pleasure in having darshan of Lord Sri Chaitanya dancing. And when Jagannath Ji was waiting, Gaur Sundar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he saw, the Rath has stopped, he would come in front immediately. And then again, the Rath would start slowly. So that's how this competitive exchange is happening between Krishna and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in this competition, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would emerge successful. He was controlling the movements of Lord Jagannath. Lord is purchased, Lord is controlled by the love of his devotees. That is actually the whole Damodar Lila. That is how Lord exhibits all his wonderful pastimes. Evam sandarshita hyanga harina bhatyavashyata swavashenapi krishnena yasyedam saishwaram vashet. Harina bhatyavashyata, the Lord comes under the control of his devotees. Entire universe is under the control of Krishna and Krishna is under the control of his devotees. That is how Lord is. So in this pastime also, Jagannath Ji is showing how he is controlled by the movements of Srimati Radharani in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the mood of Srimati Radharani, he is reciting many, many verses, appealing to the Lord, please come back. Please come back to Vrindavan. And as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is dancing, he raised his hands, raised his arms, and he sang one very, very unique verse, which nobody could understand. Yah kaumar hara sa eva hivara ta eva chaitra shapas te chormilita malati surabhaya prauda kadamba nila sa chaivasmi tathapi tatra surata vyapara lila vidho Reva rodasi vetasi tarutale chetas samutkanthate. Yah kaumar hara, that same personality who stole my heart when in my youth, is now again my master. Saeva hivara, taeva shaitra sapchapas, chaitra kshapas. These are the same moonlit nights of autumn. Chaitra, moonlit nights of Chaitra. Techonmilita malati surabhaya, and there is the same fragrance of malati. The same sweet breezes are blowing. Malati surabhaya prauda kadamba nila. These kadamba flowers are blooming. Breeze is carrying the fragrance from the kadamba forest. Sachaiva asmi, and I am also the same person. That same master, my master is also there. I am also there. But my mind is not happy here. Srimati Radharani is telling to Krishna in Kurukshetra, Reva rodasi vedasi tarutale chetah samutkanthate. I am eager to go back to that place on the bank of the Reva under the Vedasi tree. This is quoted in Padyavali by Rupa Goswami also. Nobody could understand. यही श्लोक महाप्रभु पढ़े बार बार स्वरूप बिना अर्थ के हर ना ही जानी हार. Bar bar, again and again, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is reading this verse, singing this verse very loudly. Apart from Swarup Damodar Goswami, nobody could understand what is the meaning of this verse. And Kaviraj Goswami says, I have already explained this verse in brief, in detail in the past. Now I shall describe in brief. So Kaviraj Goswami has described this verse in chapter 1 of Madhya Lila also. Prabhupada writes that verse 53, 77 to 80 and 82 to 84. Now Kaviraj Goswami again describes what is happening here. Formerly, all the gopis, they went to Kurukshetra and there they met Krishna. After a long, long time, they met Krishna. They were very pleased. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in the mood of the gopis, especially Srimati Radharani. She was meeting Krishna after a long time, many, many decades. And being absorbed in that mood of Srimati Radharani, Mahaprabhu told Sarup Damodar to sing a song. Aveshe Radha Krishna Kare Nivedan Sei Tumi Sei Ami Sei Navasangam. Aveshe Radha, in the mood of ecstasy, Srimati Radharani is requesting Krishna. Sei Tumi Sei Ami. You are same Krishna, I am same Srimati Radharani. And we are meeting in a completely different new location. Say Navasangam. Tathapi amar manohare Vrindavan, Vrindavan uday karao apana charan. This is a very nice place, different place, but my mind is attracted to Vrindavan. Please, I wish that you please again come back to Vrindavan, place your lotus feet on the land of Vrindavan. Because Srimati Radharani understands the mood, understands the mind of Krishna. She understands that Krishna is not happy here. Krishna is happy when he is in Vrindavan with all the Brajavasis, with all the cowherd boys, with Nanda, Yashoda. He is not so much pleased when the Brahmanas, they offer big, big sacrifices, put lots of ahuti in the yajna. He is more pleased when the gopis chastise him, when the gopas, they climb on the shoulders of Krishna, and Mother Yashoda binds him, because there the conception of awe and reverence is not there. Aishwarya Jnanite Sarva Jagata Mishrit, Aishwarya Shithila Prema Nahi Mora Preet. Aishwarya Shithil Prem, the love which is slackened by opulence and awe and reverence, it is not so dear to Krishna. Sakha more Shuddha Bhave Skande Arohan, Tumi ko na badalo, Tumi amasam. When my friends they climb on my shoulder, when they defeat me, I like that move. Priyamure manakori koroe bhartsan, sarva veda stuti hoye pare moraman. When the gopis chastise me, I like that chastisement more than the Veda Stuti. So Gopi, Srimati Radharani knew that Krishna is not so happy. So therefore, just to give pleasure to Krishna, they are telling, please come back. Iha lokaranya hati ghodaratha dhvani, taha pushparanya bhringa pika dhvani shuni. Iha lokaranya, here there's a huge crowd of people. Hati ghoda ratha dhvani. The rattling of the chariots, horses, elephants, they're all creating so much sound. And there, Taha Vrindaranya Pushparanya, there is a beautiful forest of flowers. Bringa Pika Dhvani Suni. And there, what is heard is the humming of the bumblebees, the chirping of the birds, the koel. Iha Rajavesh Sange Sabha Kshatriya Taha Gopavesh Sange Murali Badan. And here you are wearing this opulent royal clothes. Surrounded by you, surrounding you are all the various Kshatriya kings. And there in Vrindavan, you wear a simple dhoti, pitambar. Here you have crown. There you have a beautiful peacock feather, a simple turban. Here you hold a flute. There in Vrindavan, you hold a flute. Here you have your weapons in your hand. Braje tomar sange sukha aswadan, sei sukh samudra iha nahi ek kan. In Vrindavan, we would experience such joy. Here, even a drop of that joy is not there. Say Sukha Samudrera Iha Nahi Ek Kan, even a particle of that ocean of bliss is not there in Kurukshetra, in this royal opulent surroundings. Therefore, Srimati Radharani is requesting Krishna, please come back. Please come to Vrindavan. And if you do so, then my ambition will be fulfilled. Then I'll be happy. So that's how Srimati Radharani is requesting. And then Kaviraj Goswami says, I have already described in brief the sentiments of Srimati Radharani from Srimad Bhagavatam. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in that mood, he recited many verses. He recited few verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, describing the mood of gopis. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also quoted few other verses, which nobody could understand. What is the meaning of that verse? Only Swarup Damodar Goswami could understand. And later, Srila Rupa Goswami broadcasted the glories of those verses. Only Rupa Goswami could understand apart from Swarup Damodar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also quoted a verse spoken by gopis. Ahustate nalnab padarvindam Yogeshware Ridhi Vichintyamagada Bodham Sansara Kupa Patitottarnavalambam Yeham Jushamapi Mansyudiyat Sadana. So the gopis, they are glorifying and they are requesting Krishna. Oh dear Lord, Ahuste Nalina Nabha. You have a navel like a lotus flower. And your lotus feet, Padarvindam, Yogeshwarair Riddhi Vichintyam, all the great personalities and the sages and thinkers, they meditate and worship your lotus feet, Riddhi Vichintyam, they take your lotus feet and keep it in their heart. They meditate on your lotus feet in their hearts. And your lotus feet, What is the power of your lotus feet? Samsara Kupa Patitottarana Avalambam. Patita Uttarana Avalambam. Anyone who takes shelter of your lotus feet, Avalambam. Samsara Kupa Patita Uttarana. Anyone who has fallen in this deep, dark well of material existence can be delivered. Bhagavatam is full of the glories of the lotus feet of the Lord. Sanchintayet Bhagavatas Charanarvindam Vajram Kushatvaja Saroruhalanchanatyam Uttungarakta Vilasannaka Chakravala Jyotsna Virahata Mahadhridayandakaram. Kapiladev describes one should meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord for a long time. Sanchintayet Bhagavatas Charanarvindam, which is marked with Vajra, Ankush, Dhvaja, Saroruha. Only four are given. There are 19 symbols, markings on the feet of the Lord, on the soles of the Lord. Only four are given in this verse. Thunderbolt, elephant gourd, flag, and lotus. What happens when we meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord? Sanchintayet Bhagavatas Charanarvindam Vajrankushadvajasaroruhalanchanadyam Uttungaraktavilasannaka Chakravala. Meditate on the toenails of the Lord. What happens? There is a effulgence which comes from the toenails. Jyotsna Virahatamahadaridayandakaram. All the intense darkness which is there in the heart is purified, is nullified. Just like honeybee goes to various flowers and collects few particles of honey. But if the honeybee gets parijat, he has nowhere else to go. Similarly, living entities in this material world, they have tried since last millions of lives trying to satisfy their senses. But the senses can never be satisfied. Only one thing satisfies the senses. When the senses they come in touch with the lotus feet of the Lord. Parijate anjasalapte saranganyan na sevate twadangri moolam asadya sakshat kim vrinimahi. Twadangri moolam asadya, anyone who takes shelter of your lotus feet, O my Lord, all his desires are satisfied. So the gopis are telling, Samsara ku patitto uttarana avalambam. Anyone who takes shelter of your lotus feet, they get delivered from the cycle of birth and death. Geham visham api manasi udiyat sanaha. Therefore, we wish that your lotus feet be always awakened in our hearts. Because we are ordinary and we are engaged in our household affairs. We are ordinary people. Please be merciful. Srila Prabhupada writes that the gopis, they are never interested in karma, jnana, ashtanga. They are interested only in devotional service. That's why when Krishna is sent Uddhavji with the message of jnana, he told Uddhava that you go and tell that gopis that you meditate on Krishna, meditate on me and you will be with me. So when Uddhavji went to Vrindavan, he saw that one gopi is already in meditation. So he thought, wow, this is good. I had already come with this message, but they are already absorbed in meditation on Krishna. So he went and asked that gopi, what are you doing? She said, I am meditating to bring Krishna out of my mind. I cannot stop thinking about Krishna. So Uddhavji realized I had come with the knowledge of meditating on the Lord, but these gopis are beyond it. So it is said that Uddhav was wearing a hat of jnana. And as he saw the height of love of gopis, he looked up to see the end of it. And his hat of jnana fell down. He realized I am nothing in front of these gopis. And that's why he desired to take birth as a Gulmalata. Asama saucharana renu jushama hamsyam vrindavane kimapi gulmalata ushadhina यादुस्त्यजं स्वजनमार्यपथं च हित्वा तेजो मुकुन्द पदवीं श्रुतिमृग्यमेव. I want to take dust of the lotus feet of these gopis who gave up everything. And as king, as a prince, if I ask them, they'll not give. So what I want to become a Gulmalata, a small creeper in Vrindavan, so that the gopis may step on me. So the gopis, they were not interested in jnana, yoga. They were interested in keeping Krishna in their homes and serve Krishna and feed Krishna and chastise Krishna. So that was the gopis. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in that mood, in the mood of Srimati Radharani. And then Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mood of Radharani tells, Annera Hridayaman Moraman Vrindavan Mane Vane Kakuri Jani Taha Tomara Padadvaye Karaha Yadi Uday Tabit Tomara Purna Kripamani. Very, very famous verse. Annera Hridayaman. For most people, their mind and their heart are one. There is no difference between their mind and their heart, full of material desires. Moraman Vrindavan. But my mind is never separated from Vrindavan. My mind is always in Vrindavan. Mane Bane Ek Kari Jani. I consider my mind and Vrindavan to be same. That's why Vrindavan is not a place. It is a state of consciousness. That's what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is exhibiting here. Annera Hriday Man Moraman Vrindavan Mane Bane Ek Kari Jani. I consider my mind and Vrindavan to be same. Tahatomara padadvaye karaha yadi uday. My mind is already Vrindavan, and since you like Vrindavan, please come to Vrindavan. Please place your lotus feet in my heart. Tabet tomara purna kripa mani. Then I will consider that you are merciful. So Prabhupada writes, the mind's activities are thinking, feeling, and willing, by which the mind accepts materially favorable things and rejects that which is unfavorable. This is all material mind. Accepting favorable, whatever is helping me in sense and gratification, I'll accept it. Whatever is not favorable, I'll reject it. Ichha dvesha samukthena dundumohina bharata sarvabhutani sarmoham sarvayanti parantapa. Every living entity in this world is just going through this ichha and dvesh. I want this and I don't want this. This is a general characteristic of everyone in this world. But when one goes beyond this ichha and dvesh, raga, dvesha, accepting, rejecting, then one comes to the stage of transcendental realization. That is the stage of Vrindavan consciousness, when one is only conscious of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada writes, wherever Krishna is there, Srimati Radharani will be there, all the cowherd boys, all the gopis, all the other inhabitants of Vrindavan will be there. So therefore, as soon as the mind focuses on Krishna, mind becomes identical to Vrindavan. That's why Mahaprabhu is telling Annera Hridayaman Moraman Vrindavan. My mind is Vrindavan. And then Srimati Radharani, Mahaprabhu in the mood of Srimati Radharani says, oh my Lord, kindly hear this one submission. I have one request. My home is Vrindavan and I wish that please you also come. You give your association. And if I don't get your association, that will be very difficult to keep my life. That is the mood of Srimati Radharani. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, in this material world, when the mind desires association of worldly things, that is Vipada Smriti. Mind cannot be vacant. Mind has to be given some engagement, either Krishna conscious or material. Mind cannot be vacant. And if the mind is filled with thoughts of Krishna, then Prabhupada writes a beautiful line. Unless one's mind is filled with the thoughts of Krishna, feelings for Krishna, and a desire to serve Krishna, the mind will be filled with material desires. Three things Prabhupada writes. Unless the mind is filled with thoughts of Krishna, feelings for Krishna, and the desire to serve Krishna. So we have to add, absorb these three things in our life. Add these three things. Think about Krishna, have feelings for Krishna, and desire to serve Krishna. Then our mind will be Vrindavan. And then Radharani, she is telling, oh my dear Krishna, earlier formally you sent Uddhavaji to teach us the path of jnana and yoga. How can you do that? You are now speaking the same thing. Earlier you sent Uddhav also with the same message. All this is very painful to us because our mind is absorbed in serving you. There is no place for jnana or yoga in my mind. And you know me very well. Still you are telling me all this. So why? So a devotee is not interested in just getting knowledge of Krishna. Devotee is interested in serving Krishna. Jnana, which we are taking here, is ultimately to serve Krishna. Otherwise, what is the use of all this jnana? There are three types of jnana. Atma Gyan, Ishwar Gyan, and Keval Gyan. Atma Gyan is the knowledge of the soul. Ishwar Gyan means knowledge about the personality of Godhead. And Keval Gyan means knowledge of the impersonal Brahman. So devotee is not interested in knowledge of Brahman at all. And even we are cultivating this knowledge of the Ishvara. That knowledge is to serve the Lord. And Srila Prabhupada writes, a devotee should serve the Lord in the deity form, Archa Vigraha Seva. That is very, very important. That is a direct service. It is not serving some statue, it is Krishna Swam. Pratimanahi Tumi Sakshat Brajendra Nandan. So Prabhupada writes there, a devotee constantly engaged in deity worship gradually realizes that he is actually in touch with the Supreme Lord. The deity is not different than Krishna. And if we are in right mood, then we will realize that I am with Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada emphasizes the principle of deity worship. Mahaprabhu continues, I would like to withdraw my consciousness from you and I would like to engage in material activities, but what to do? My mind is not allowing me to engage in material activities. That is a problem of pure devotee. Our is completely opposite. Our mind doesn't allow us to engage in Krishna consciousness. Mahaprabhu is saying, my mind is not allowing me to engage in material activities. I am naturally inclined to thinking about you. And you are telling me to meditate upon you? What is this? This is ridiculous. What I'll do just meditating upon you? I want to serve you. So Prabhupada writes, a devotee is interested only in service. He has no other desires. Anya bilashita shunyam jnana karmadhyanavritam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhaktiruttama. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he continues. Kaviraj Goswami continues. The gopis, they are not mystic yogis. Mahaprabhu is telling that gopis are not mystic yogis. They are not satisfied just by seeing you in their heart. They want to serve you. And you are teaching them meditation. That is duplicity. You should not do it. For a devotee, this meditation is hellish. Impersonal liberation is hellish. Kaivalyam narakayate tritashpura akasha pushpayate. Prabhupada quotes that verse, explains the whole thing. Liberation is hellish for a devotee. Impersonal liberation. It is like below the wisp. It is like a phantasmagoria. देह स्मृति नाही यार संसार कूप कहाँ तार ताहा होते न चाहे उद्धार विरह समुद्र जले काम तिमिंगिले गिले गोपी गणे नेह तार पार देह स्मृति यार नहीं यार संसार बंद कहाँ तार. The devotees, they had no material conception of life, so they were beyond the material conception, they were beyond this material world. Samsara bandhan nahi tar. If a person is beyond the bodily concept of life, he is beyond the material existence. Taha haite na chahe uddhar. The gopis do not want liberation like the jnanis or the yogis. They are not even concerned about liberation. Viraha samudra jale kama temingile gile. The gopis, they are drowning in the ocean of separation from Krishna. And in this ocean, there are timingal. Timingal are the fishes which can swallow even waves. What is this? What is the timingal? Timingal is kama timingile gile. The desire to serve you is like timingal. It is devouring us. Gopi gane neha tarapar. And the gopis, they want to be delivered from this timingal. So Prabhupada writes, the bodily conception is created by the desire for material enjoyment. So the material enjoyment is the root cause of material existence. That's what Bhagavad Gita describes. In the 13th chapter, Krishna says that the seed of material existence is desire to enjoy. And because of the seed of this material desire, the tree of the material existence comes. So that is how Vipada Smriti, Prabhupada quotes, this material conception creates material entanglement. And that is called as Vipada Smriti. And a person who is absorbed in material sense gratification can never be happy. However, we may try to enjoy in this material world, we can never be happy. As Prahlad says, Puna Punascharvita Charvananam, we are doing chewing, we are chewing what is already being chewed and thrown away, just like chewing gum. Material pleasure is like that. Somebody chews it, throws it, other person is picking up and trying to again chew and get some more juice out of it. There is nothing there. It is just a huge advertisement, nothing else. So Prabhupada writes that one gives up the ambition to enjoy separately and tries to serve Krishna, then he is liberated. Even while staying in this world, one can be liberated. Hiyayasya harirdasya karmana manasagira nikhilashvapi avastasu jivan muktasa uchyate. If somebody is trying to serve Krishna with the body, mind, words, he is liberated. And even Mukti, she stands with her hands folded in front of a devotee. Mukti swayam mukulitanjali sepjate sman dharmartha kama gataya samaya pratiksha. Mukti is standing. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in the mood of this, of Srimati Radharani, speaking all this. And then he speaks beautiful verses. Srimati Radharani is telling Krishna, how can you forget Vrindavan? Okay, you forgot Vrindavan. How can you forget Govardhan? How can you forget Yamuna, where we performed all wonderful pastimes? How can you forget all the various kunjas? Vrindavan, Govardhan, Jamuna, Pulinvan, say Kunjera, Sadika, lila. Okay, you forgot Govardhan, Vrindavan, Yamuna, Pulinvan. How can you forget Brajvasis? Brajajanera, Brajajan. How can you forget your mother and father? How can you forget your relatives? Braj janera braj jan mata pita bandhugan bada chitra kemo nepasarila. It is so very astonishing. You forgot everyone. But how can I blame you? Srimati Radharani is saying, you are full of all the wonderful qualities. You are expert, you are gentle, you are very affectionate, you are compassionate. So there can be no fault in you, O Krishna. The fault is mine. It is my unfortunate condition that you left us. Vidagdha mridu sadagun shushila snigdha karun tumi tomara nahi doshabhas. তবে ये তোমার মন নাই স্মরে ব্রজজন এই আমার দুর্দৈব বিলাস you are vidagdha mridu sadgun sushil snigdha karun you have so many wonderful qualities tomar nahi doshabhas there can be no fault in you, O Krishna, but still you don't remember us. Nahi smare brajjan, your mind, in your mind there are no thoughts of Brajvasis. तबे से तुम्हार मन नहीं स्मरे ब्रजजन से अमार दुर्दैव विलास. This is only my misfortune, O Krishna. There is nothing else. And then he continues, says, नागणी अपनार दुख देखी ब्रजेश्वरी मुख ब्रज जनेर हृदय बिदरे किबा मार ब्रजवासी किबा जियाओ ब्रजयासी केने जियाओ दुख सही बारे. Radharani is saying, I'm not counting my distress. Nagani apanar dukha. Just see the face of Yashoda Mai. Dekhi Brajeshwari Mukha. Just see the face of Yashoda. Seeing her face, the hearts of all the inhabitants are breaking. Nagani apanar dukha. Dekhi Brajeshwari Mukha. Braja Janera Hridaye Vidare. So you do one thing. Either you kill all of them or you come back. Why are you allowing us to live and just go through all this pain? Kiba mara brajavasi, kiba jiyao brajayasi. Why are you making us live? Kene jiyao dukkha sahi bare. You're just making us live to suffer. तुम्हारी अन्य वेश अन्य संग अन्य देश ब्रज जन कबू नहीं भाई ब्रज भूमि छाड़ते नारे तोमा ना देखिते मरे ब्रज जनेर की हबे उपाय. This form of yours in the royal dress in a different land, different place, different country, different association. Brajvasis, they don't like all this. Brajajane kabu nahi bhai. So therefore, our plight is we can't leave Vrindavan. Brajabhumi chhadite nare. And we are not seeing you, so we are dying in separation from you. So what is our condition? What we are supposed to do? Tumi brajera जीवन ब्रजराजेर प्राणधन तुम्ही ब्रजेर सकल संपद कृपार्द्र तुम्हार मन आसी जियाओ ब्रजजन ब्रजे उदय कराओ निज पद. Tumi brajera जीवन, you are the life of Brajvasis. You are the wealth of the Brajvasis. Brajarajera Purnadhan. You are the life of Nanda Maharaj. Brajarajera Pranadhan Purnadhan. So please come back because you are the wealth of Brajvasis. To me, Brajera Sakala Sampat. Please come back. You are most fond, compassionate. Please come back and keep your feet again in Vrindavan. So that's how Srimati Radharani is remembering, she's pleading to Krishna, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mood of Srimati Radharani is speaking all these beautiful verses. So after hearing all these things, Lord Krishna starts replying. So that we'll see in the next class. We'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Caritāmrta ki jai.